there was no, we just mailed it, no tracking.
No, it had, every package has tracking.
Oh.
So I gave it to you guys in here or something. We'll look at it.
Well,
We
let's
have
get
a number
started.
place.
Yeah. I'll take you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What?
You just put it on.
Put on hold?
Cindy, what's your extension?
And you just call it regular, there's no extension.
You just call 7791.
That's what I think you guys have always done. I've never
Yes.
done it.
I don't think we have extension, well, we do, but I
I've
have
never
numbers.
used it.
I guess you told to get extension right next to it. I'll transfer you.
Later directions. Good call. Do you have the directions?
Hang on the wall right there.
We'll see.
You gotta let me answer to
In
it
the
before
final
anything
stages.
else.
Okay, so I can have a dial extension on it, just dial it.
I don't know.
I bet you won't. Did you think it was gonna be like that?
No, everything has just been a lie.
2025 has been an awful lot, and the end of 24 with your uncle not well, right? I mean,
No, that's my dad.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Please enter your PIN code. Press pound when done.
What's your PIN code, Justin?
Please enter your PIN code. Press pound when done.
Don't confuse them.
It's been a long time
Yeah.
since I've done this.
A month?
It's always 7, it's always 7.
So, what do you do? Oh, okay.
Let's see, you didn't do that the last time. 7, 6, 7. He's struggling. There you go. You walked away.
Answer.
Turning off this adjust volume for.
I think you just take it off the hook.
Just leave it on the desk, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have to,
Unmute it, yeah.
And then, that's it. It's keypad 9, is that it?
It's just fun.
Must be.
Get enough people in here that it's pretty long.
Don't do it.
Your conversation is being recorded.
Can you, when you would use,
Once a month, we need to practice more often than that.
Okay, so I wrote that on
Okay.
date, but do you want to do the date and time?
there. Yeah, today is January 14th. It is 7:03, 2025.
Okay,
It's, the minutes. December the 10th.
I make a motion to accept the minutes from December 10th, 2024.
Second.
All in favor? Passes.
Does anybody have any questions about the bills?
No. Mark? No. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the payables for December of 2024.
I'll say it. Oh, go ahead.
Need seconds.
All in favor?
One of them did.
Yes.
voted it down once.
Well, I think we actually tabled it so we had some more information, and I believe that we have more information. I know that Melva's been working very diligently on letters. I think we have 4 ready to go. So I know that we've called around. I think you called Deary and Bowville. I reached out to Genesee.
And what's the consensus? They do not do ticket books?
Nobody does the ticket
Nobody
book.
does
I
ticket
talked
Plus
to
it
Chuck.
has a ticket book.
I mean, we do need to enforce our ordinances, and that's what the letters are for. I think moving forward with Todd as our attorney, I think we have a very good game plan. And I want the ordinances enforced. I don't think that we need to spend extra money for a ticket book and code enforcement is my
That's not
thoughts.
necessary.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
if,
the only reason I made the motion before, is if it was necessary, and if it's not necessary, then we don't need it.
right,
And
and
we've
no,
already found out that other offices, and he's gonna be there.
Can I speak real quick? You have the options. One option is to get a ticket book, but then you have to hire somebody whose job is to be the code enforcement officer, and they can then issue them. The other option is one that Melva has been working on, which is we document the problem, the sheriff charges it, and then the sheriff actually sends the ticket to me to prosecute it. The last ticket that I'm trying to remember who it was that I just received, for some reason I wasn't on with the county, that they didn't know I was the city attorney, so they sent it to Ken, and then there was a delay, and they sent it off to me, but I'm not prosecuting the case for the city. And so there's 2 ways to go about it. Is the ticket book necessary? No. Is it an option that you can have? Absolutely. Just so there's clarification on that if you have any questions.
And the treasurer be heard.
Yes.
I also just wanted to let you know that we currently pay $800 a month to Lake Todd County Sheriff's Office for them to serve these tickets.
Yeah, I like that idea.
That's-
well, and I think, like I said with Todd, I think, and starting moving forward, I think we're gonna be gaining better traction. I mean, we've already got some going that I just don't see the point of spending extra money, especially when I see very thick books that Mr. Stillman brought for our sewer project that we're gonna have to, if we're gonna have to adjust rates and everything to pay for the sewer.
What's your thoughts, Mark?
Appreciate it. Well, I pushed hard against it in the beginning. I like what we're doing. Actually, what we're doing now is what Todd spelled out when he first got here. And so the narrative that we're doing, it's just not true. So I sponsored this to be on the agenda, because I make a commitment to sponsor anyone who gets an item past the attorney. I will sponsor it, unless it's just to stand up here and say we're not doing anything. So I wanted to put this one to rest, is what I wanted
I
to say.
appreciate
So
that.
would you like to make a motion to put it to rest and not bring it back up?
Well, I'd like to make a motion to continue what we're doing, and as long as it's working.
I'll second that.
So that's to not buy a ticket book right now.
Yes.
I'll second that. Perfect.
Okay, all in favor? Passes. You wanna come up?
Well, I think we have to, men, why don't you go and stand at the podium? So this is what the mayor has brought forth for a appointee to replace Ms. Fuller. So I think we have to have a motion to accept it. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. I move to, do you have a question?
Yeah, I do. No, it's not a statement. I like Amanda, I like her husband, they're great people. I have no reason to believe she won't do anything but a great job here. But I gotta say, I'm disappointed that Eric McDowell was not selected for a lot of reasons. Nothing to do with Amanda, she's a great person. She's very smart, and if anyone thinks she's gonna be a yes person, believe me, she won't.
No, she'll do a great job.
Anybody else?
Go ahead.
I move to accept the appointment of Amanda Fletcher for city council.
I'll second
All in favor? Passes.
Okay, now you get to take the oath. No,
Yes,
you
yeah,
gotta take the oath.
The oath for-
They gotta swear you
Do
in.
that now? I thought
Yes.
we did that at the next meeting.
Nope,
No,
you
that's
gotta
not-
swear in.
Holy macaroni! I think I printed it out, so, hang on.
Just,
She just put her stuff away.
Yeah, there you go.
You need another one already?
No,
I got a
okay.
warm one over here.
Oh,
But you don't get the whole one.
Mm-mm.
I don't drink warm water, that's wrong.
That was my.
No.
It's a good thing.
One more.
Okay, does the mayor, okay.
you
You
do,
do it.
you do.
Oh,
You-
okay. Okay. Do you solemnly swear
Raise
that?
your right hand. Raise your right hand.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Idaho, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties of council member of the city of Juliaetta according to the best of your ability?
Nicely done.
Staff report.
So you have to, this is over your chair.
I know.
My height too.
Doesn't go that way.
Justin, do you
Yes.
have?
Oh, are we on to?
Staff reports?
Staff reports, okay.
Yeah, that's quick.
I have a couple things. The city council approved the repairs to well number 9. We did finally get an estimate, and it was about $5,000 less than what we thought. It's $55,487.50. But Joe and I discussed this, and we're gonna maybe put this off because well number 9 doesn't put out hardly any water compared to well number 5. So this fall, we had well number 5 up and running, and it was running, we got approval to put it back into the system, and it lasted about 3 weeks, and the pump went out. And so, we're gonna get an estimate from Phil or whoever, Saving of SC, who did it originally, or Strong and Troy, to just put another pump in there, get that one fixed and working first before we get well number 9 going. So, Joe, go ahead.
The reason that pump went out so fast was because it's only a 3-horse pump instead of a 15-horse pump, because they were just gonna run over there with it, and we have so much high pressure that the pressure's really hard on that 3-horse pump. So then we need to put a higher horsepower motor in there to make it so that it lasts longer. Because we run 160 pounds of pressure over there, and the 3-horse just isn't big enough for that.
So, yeah, they had a 3-horse pump in before the water project where they bored the new line under the creek, and that was sufficient. Then, when they put the new water line in over there, and everything, and all the pressure over there is a lot different, so. It'll, go ahead, Stone.
Sorry, have you coordinated any of this with DEQ?
Yes, we have coordinated all of it with
Okay.
DEQ so far.
The only reason I bring this up, and this is for another one of our clients in a different region, but they had a similar situation where the pump went out on one of their wells, and we're replacing it with a higher horsepower pump, and they tried to just do it where they could bring a contractor in, replace the pump, and they asked us a few questions but didn't have any actual design done. And then DEQ said, oh, no.
They want to design.
You gotta, well, they gotta at least submit a report, and so that's why I wanted to make sure you coordinated with DEQ, because I don't want you to get your hand slapped. If you need any assistance after talking to DEQ, let me know. Otherwise, I just wanna make sure your nose is clean.
I will definitely keep Riley Dart and Hannah Erickson in the loop.
Okay, wonderful.
So, yeah, we'll make sure. So, it'll probably be, I'm guessing, 20,000 or less. The last time it was repaired, they put a whole new well casing in and all that kind of stuff, so that was about 20,000. This time, as far as I know, it's just the pump, so it should be less. And the other 2 things I have is,
Do you have to up your?
I didn't make these action items, but you guys, if there's any objection to it, we can talk about it, but Paul Rush, a city council member in Kendrick, asked if the VFW could put a brass plaque on the park bench closest to the bike path at the park entrance. then have the VFW sponsor that bench. I told him I would get back to him and let him know, but I'm bringing it up. I don't know who put the bench there originally. Dick may know. I don't know if anybody has any objection to it.
As far as I'm concerned, they can do anything they want.
Yeah, I kind of figured it wouldn't be an issue, but if,
So it just says VFW on
yeah,
it?
it just says, this bench sponsored by the KJ, whatever, Baker Lynn Post State 33 or whatever it is. So, okay, I'll just let him know then, that's probably okay. And then, the lights were really successful this year. I want to thank everybody who donated again. That was really amazing. The town really responded to that. And we're going to try to do that again next year. The JCIA, the city, whoever, whatever other organizations want to get involved. And there was some really good ideas about letting the citizens vote for themselves, put a QR code and let people go around, look at lights and vote themselves. That way there isn't a panel doing it. But the same person who sponsored that now has another idea for town, and I've been discussing it with the fire department and other people, and the idea is to have a fireworks display at the park on July 4th. The feedback mostly has been fire danger. And so, I was bringing that up to city council to let you know that came across my desk. I don't know what anybody else thinks about it, or what else I should tell this person, that maybe the fire danger is too great during the summer, or, you know, I don't know.
I would comment right away, I would rather it be centralized than random like we've been having, if we're gonna do it, but.
Well,
I would
Let me put it
definitely
this
look
way.
at the weather, like if we have a really wet year, then it might, but, because there's been times that, correct me if I'm wrong, Clifford, that we've banned fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So should I have this person who wants to do this, should I have them come to a city council meeting and present it, or do you think it's just gonna be more of a probably not gonna happen type of thing? I don't know.
I think
Well,
that there's gonna be a lot of citizens that are gonna be really, really upset just because of the fire we just had.
Yeah.
I think it's a big
I do
risk.
like this centralized thing.
Oh, I do too,
Right.
but it's also a huge risk.
But it's
I'm
not
not
too
big-
far across the creek and that hillside goes to my house, so probably not.
It's just a huge risk.
I don't think we should have any.
It was already
I
there
see.
once, so
I
it
agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
doesn't really need to go there again.
You know, I agree, and I think we should clamp down and maybe look at New Year's, I don't know, but I don't think we should have any.
New Year's
I just
Eve.
said
Could
I would
start
bring it up.
doing raising money for a drone show, like
Yeah.
that they do now.
Yeah.
Nobody in rural Idaho would do that.
Do you have any thoughts?
I have been at the school before when people are lighting them off, and there's been close accidents. You know, that's just regular people versus a more professional show, or however they might do it, but I am agreeing that with the fires,
Oh man, I think it's bringing a lot of anxiety to some people.
yeah.
Yeah, and pets too, so.
Yeah.
We could probably have it in Kendrick on the football field.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, I appreciate everybody's feedback, I just am the messenger here, and I will convey all of your thoughts, and if they want to pursue it further, then they can. And that was all I really had,
Justin,
yes.
speaking of which, can you touch on what you and Joe have been doing as far as fire abatement around and?
Yes, so I'm gonna give Joe a lot of the credit for fire abatement, but we are aggressively attacking blackberries, dead trees, brush, all kinds of things. Because the winter's been a little bit mild, we've been able to get in and do a lot of cutting. There's tree guys in town now that are cutting trees. Other people have trees on their property that are old and in danger of falling down, and so I'm actually using a little bit of street budget for that because they're in the city right of way. So that will free the budget up this summer still for other tree trimming, out of the tree trimming budget. But since we have, we're not doing paving this year, I'm using a little bit of street funds to attack some of these things, so.
Nice.
In the fire department, Joe brought a fire truck down, we burned the blackberry pile. He wants to do down the bike path where the water, that waterfall kinda is, burn all those blackberries through there, cause it's getting so thick there, you can't hardly walk through there. And we'll have people there, you know, volunteers or the fire department helping us with that, and so.
I'm the first to complain, as you all know, when there's burning going on and a bunch of smoke, but this is really important. And so I called Justin on Friday night, and he updated me what's going on. I appreciate that Justin and Joe, I mean, they're working all the time, and I do appreciate the efforts you guys are going. I think it's tremendous foresight.
Thank you.
I had something about, so I know we talked about this, I think, in November possibly, but we're still in this fiscal year and we have, I believe, light money for Christmas lights for the city.
Yes.
So if you guys want to be looking through so that we can kind of.
Yeah.
You did receive a card today that had some specials on it.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Your city clerk will give it to you.
Okay, yeah, like I say.
I've been giving you the sale stuff.
We need to get started in July. That's the problem, is it's weird timing, but yeah, if we want a big Christmas, we need to get started in like July or so ordering, so, yeah.
Is that it?
I think so, yeah.
You got anything by chance?
Not yet, sorry. Maybe next month.
I also would like to say the Christmas lights was fun. I enjoyed going around and doing that. That was a lot of fun, and I appreciate the patrons doing that. Last month it was brought up that there was no city group that was going to do a disaster services for Juliaetta. And I just want to remind people that Latah County does have a disaster service, and I know Melba and Clifford are going to be attending their next meeting. Melba is going to find out if we can get someone to come to the next meeting to talk about that, to let the citizens of Juliaetta know. So, yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely, they need to be aware that there's already something there.
Yeah, I want to just thank Melvin Clifford for doing that, and the Christmas lights I thought was great. I've been here, you know, quite a few years, and I think this is the most Christmas lights I've ever seen in town, so.
How many do we
It's a
have,
great
like
idea.
70?
We had 70 on, well, 74 on double-sided, 2 pages front and back.
Wow, that
It
was
was because
awesome.
we looked at every single one, even if they weren't, you know, but, yeah.
If they had lights up, they were counted.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. It's cool.
Did you count the fire hall?
We did look at the, we came.
did, we came back.
turned, we went all the way
Okay,
down, they had to
all right.
stretch and came back, yeah.
It took me 20 minutes to do that.
We could tell you put a lot of effort into it.
Not a fan of the city donating, but it was very nice.
How about you, Melba? I have, let me just speak, let my tongue work. I want to report that the website is back up and running, and it's better than it has been, and it's awesome. So
Good.
we're good, we're back on.
Miss Cindy?
So I wanted to follow up about a couple of things. Last meeting, we discussed buying new computers. Melvin and I, and with the permission of the mayor, we had a different company come in and they advised us new computers were not necessary. So, we made an executive decision to just go with them. And we got what was it, the RAM that needed to be built back up.
And memory,
and memory and everything. I mean, Melba has been much happier.
Yeah, it works really great.
I also wanted to follow up with something that Justin had said. One of the reasons why we're talking about the Road and Street report so much is because that is something that I've been working on, completed. It was publicized. We made all the timelines this year. Being new, that was a huge stress, that I was gonna miss some deadlines on that. But it was very educational, and I think that Justin was enlightened about how many things can be included in that report. And And so I think moving forward, that's gonna be a very positive thing for the city, because that is a huge financing that we get from the state, that funding. So it's really kind of important what we're using it for and making sure that we demonstrate that, so. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about on the budget part of this is that we are still working on when the audit's gonna come. I still do not have a date for that. I apologize, it just hasn't happened yet. We're kind of at their mercy and their scheduling too. And then my year end is about halfway done. So since you guys know, I come at the end of the fiscal year, so I started a new year, plus you still have end of the year and tax season. So it's been a really fun time for me, thank you.
Well, you're doing a wonderful job.
Yes, so.
That was a mouthful.
It was a mouthful. 4 months has been a
No,
Joe?
no.
Do you have any?
Well, with the, just like down there, we did Mark's, the fire abatement there, is we kind of talked about it, and I think we're gonna try to pick little areas during the month, but like 1 or 2, 3 days out of the month, every month, we're gonna pick an area and just try to, like that, just clean it up, get it done. So that's kind of what we're kind of shooting for there, just to keep that, start getting it down, so we can get in there and get it, and maybe use the mower, just mow it once or twice a month, and just keep all that stuff back. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, and just.
That's awesome, Joe, and I appreciate that you guys are doing that. That's a very good thought.
There's a lot of real estate we found. There's a lot of green bushes.
No, really. You didn't think about it till last year.
You had nothing, Clifford?
Nope.
Do you have any public comment? Guess not. That's
I move to go into executive session, Idaho Code 74-206, subsection 1F.